Assalamu alaikum. Today we are celebrating 30 years of Deepak Perwani. That's 30 years of being a fashion rock star, of being a pioneer in the fashion industry and seeing its highs and lows, of designing for music videos and then being part of the music video, of designing for actors and then being an actor, and of seeing the fashion industry, how it's grown, how it's risen, how it's fallen. We are sitting in his new store in Khayabani Shehbaz right now. It's currently in the making. The launch is a few days away, and it's a beautiful store. I'm very happy for Deepak Purvani. He's come a long way. Let's talk about his journey. Deepak, how are you?
My journey is as long as Malia's journey as a journalist, by the way. I'm perfectly fine. How are you doing?
You know, you told me once, जो हमारा last interview था, very good interview. You said, I don't design for the fashion party. I am the party.
That is true.
Are you still the party, Deepak, or have you gotten older, wiser, more boring?
I think I've gotten more wiser. I think I've gotten क्या कहते हैं इंसान जब बड़ा होता है तो काफ़ी बैगेज ड्रॉप कर देता है और पिछले 13 साल के काफ़ी बैगेजेस मैंने ड्रॉप किए हैं पिछले 3 सालों में
13 साल के खाली
13 साल is how much the Fashion Pakistan Council lasted.
अच्छा
तो as you grow up इंसान ये भी समझता है कि उनके दोस्त कौन होते हैं उनको प्यार करने वाले कौन होते हैं उनके क्लाइंट्स कौन होते हैं उनके कस्टमर्स कौन होते हैं और मैं सिर्फ एक बात कहूँगा कि मुझे हमेशा प्यार मिला है और मुझे हमेशा मोहब्बत मिली है इंडस्ट्री वालों से पेयर्स से अपने जर्नलिस्ट से और जिनमें से काफ़ी लोग हैं इंक्लूडिंग मलिया का उनका तो क्या कहते हैं पूरा जर्नी मेरे साथ है जब ये नई नई आई थी तो सिर्फ मुझसे बात करती थी और किसी से बात नहीं किया करती थी
मुझे याद है one of my very first phone conversations was with you. It was a very colorful conversation. आपके साथ phone conversations तो colorful होती हैं पता नहीं वीडियो पे आप कितने colorful होते हैं Let's see, we will know. But अच्छा हाँ, but older wiser के साथ boring भी हो जाते हैं. Are you more?
I can never be boring. How can I be boring? मुझे उस दिन किसी ने कहा कि come to a party with me and I said नहीं यार अब बहुत काम करना है दुकान खोलनी. He said come on. How can you not be there? If you're not there, the party doesn't have fun. So I said, I would assume that I'm still the life.
So you agreed and you went. You said, हाँ, it can't be fun without me.
Absolutely. जाना तो है.
प्यार तो आपको बहुत से लोगों से मिला है, for sure. And I think we've all cheered for you. We've come to your launches, successive launches. एक वहाँ Clifton Karachi में भी होता. I think that was the last big deep. No, then there was a solo show. So we've all come, we've all cheered for you. We've loved so much of your stuff. बट एज अ जर्नलिस्ट मुझे आपकी और मेरी जर्नी में बड़े अप्स एंड डाउन्स याद आ रहे हैं ये सवाल नहीं लिखा हुआ था आपने बात ही ऐसी खोल दी कि आई रिमेंबर ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ क्रिटिक्स दैट हैव सेंट योर वे हैव यू हेटेड मी एवर फॉर इट
You can't really hate someone. You know, you can agree to disagree, I feel. But you can agree to disagree because जब आपके पास दो responsibilities हों, when you're running a fashion council and you're responsible for 40 odd designers that you have to represent and at the same time you're running your own label तो क्या कहते हैं उसका ifs and buts तो होगा ही eventually पाकिस्तान में अगर उसी पे मैं बात कर लूँगा अगर पाकिस्तान में आप अगर देखें तो you know our entire lives are based on the sponsor and what the sponsor would want and what the sponsor can get.
Okay, I remember what you're talking about.
तो वो ifs and buts हो सकते हैं but to agree on fashion or to agree or to dislike someone to that extent, no, never. That's not going to happen.
Okay, great. So you never really hated me. You agreed to disagree with me.
I've never actually hated anyone.
Acha.
I mean, I'm not somebody who holds grudges. I'm somebody who will say it as it is at that point in time.
You do.
And then a month later, I'll forget it and I won't even remember what I've said.
That's a good thing. Get it out and don't be a hypocrite.
Absolutely.
Be truthful.
Absolutely.
Let's say, Deepak, you know, there was a marked change in your personality once you were no longer part of the Fashion Council. Deepak Perwani during the Fashion Council was always stressed. वही जो आप कह रहे हैं ना कि 40 डिज़ाइनर्स भी मैनेज कर रहे हैं और अपनी बिजनेस भी मैनेज कर रहे हैं और कितनी सारी छोटी छोटी निटी ग्रिटीज़ हैं जो आपके सर पे आ रही हैं लास्ट मिनट तक. एंड आफ्टर यू लेफ्ट द फैशन काउंसिल I remember I met you at a fashion event. You were a changed man. So, do you agree that there was a change in you once you left the fashion council?
I personally think that it wasn't that fashion wasn't gratifying. It wasn't Fashion Pakistan Council wasn't gratifying because after all, जो हमने effort की उन 13 सालों में उससे एक industry बन गई, ठीक है? जब हमने शुरू किया था तो ज़माने में लोग घरों से कपड़े बेचते थे. There was no concept of fall, winter, and spring, summer, and hallmark days and sales and Mother's Day and Father's Day. कोई मॉल ही नहीं थे उस ज़माने में. जब मैंने जमजमा पे स्टोर खोला था तो उस वक्त वहाँ रेती होती थी और सिर्फ कॉपर केटल खुला हुआ था और अमीर अदनान की दुकान और मेरी दुकान होती थी. जब भी वो ज़माना याद है. So we've come a long way than doing shows for Dalda and for Tallo and for credit card companies.
कोई बात नहीं, स्पॉन्सर तो स्पॉन्सर होता है.
स्पॉन्सर तो स्पॉन्सर होता है. तो मैं समझता हूँ कि उसकी जो 13 साल के जो उसका चेंज आया वो यही आया कि मॉल्स बनना शुरू हो गए, प्लाजा बनना शुरू हो गए, लोगों को अवेयरनेस आ गई. अब सेल लगती है, आपके पास फॉल विंटर है, स्प्रिंग समर है, फ्राइडे सेल है, मदर्स डे सेल है, फादर्स डे सेल है, वैलेंटाइंस है. सो सडनली एक पूरा एक रोस्टर बन गया. ओके. और अगर आप खुद देखें या मलिया के फैशन को भी अगर आप देखें तो उस ज़माने में एक स्ट्रेस था, एक फ्लरी थी, एक एक्साइटमेंट थी कि जी स्प्रिंग समर कलेक्शन कब आने वाली है और फॉल विंटर कलेक्शन कब आएगी और ईद कलेक्शन किसकी कैसे आ रही है और किसका क्या हो रहा है. एक था, राइट. एंड यू एक्सपेक्टेड इट टू बी बेटर ऑन द रैम्प एंड बेटर ऑन द रैम्प एंड फिनाले शो किसका है और वो शो किसका है. सो देयर वाज दैट एक्साइटमेंट. मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि वी डिडंट एंजॉय इट. आई थिंक वी एंजॉयड इट. एंड उसका जो फल हम आज देखें तो इज़ अ टैक्स दैट द पाकिस्तान गवर्नमेंट कलेक्ट्स फ्रॉम द रिटेलर्स. और अगर वो ना होता तो एक जो एक्सपोर्ट ओरिएंटेड कंपनीज हैं लाइक गुल अहमद या अलकरम या बहुत सारी और हैं, निशात एंड मैनी अदर्स, they now are also dependent for their sales in the local market. So that's an achievement of fashion.
It is. And also वो जो आप कह रहे हैं कि डिजाइनर्स अपने घर से कपड़े बेचते थे, they started thinking big.
Absolutely.
When they put their clothes on the ramp, they also started thinking about putting their clothes in a retail store at a prime location.
And rack designers became retailers.
Yes,
तो
yes.
बहुत change आया. जब तक अगर आप मेरी बात करेंगी, yes, the 13 years were very very stressful. Yes, I got tired. Yes, उसकी वजह से मेरे बाल ख़त्म हो गए और मैं गंजा हो गया. Yes, उसकी वजह से मैं लोगों को टाइम ना दे सका जैसे मुझे देना चाहिए था. अपने बिज़नेस को मैंने पीछे रखा क्योंकि रोज़ सुबह उठ के मुझे यही सोचना पड़ता था कि मैं पैसे कहाँ से लाऊंगा टू पुल अप दिस शो
फैशन वीक के लिए.
और फैशन वीक के लिए. और एक ख़त्म नहीं होता था तो इंसान को दूसरे का सोचना पड़ता था. और एंड ऑल ऑफ दिस वाज फॉर फ्री. इट वाज अ ग्रेटेस्ट जॉब. आप अपनी जेब में से पेट्रोल के पैसे पे करते थे, अपनी जेब में से आप मोबाइल फ़ोन के पैसे पे करते थे और हर चीज़ के आप ही पैसे पे करते थे. इनफैक्ट जो पहले 7 या 8 साल हैं फैशन पाकिस्तान काउंसिल के, मैंने अपना दफ्तर दिया हुआ था अपने कारखाने में उनको ऑफिस. उनके पास ऑफिस भी नहीं था.
तो वो जो पार्टिसिपेशन फी डिजाइनर्स पे करते थे टू बी पार्ट ऑफ फैशन वीक, डिडंट द काउंसिल अर्न फ्रॉम इट समवॉट?
That participation fee seriously came much later
अच्छा,
when we
शुरू में
actually
नहीं
started opening offices. शुरू में तो designers were not even willing to give 12,000 रुपए पर साल के जो उनकी मेंबरशिप फी थी.
We've come a long way.
We've come a long way, baby. Anyways, my 30 years. पुरानी बातें तो होती रहेंगी.
आपके 30 years में काउंसिल की लीडरशिप है. It is part of you. It will always be part of your journey. Because for the longest time you were not just representing your brand, you were representing the Fashion Pakistan Council.
But I am that creature. I'm a very open-hearted kind of मलंग तो मैं कभी नहीं कहूँगा. An open-hearted dynamic creature जो मैं समझता हूँ कि हर चीज़ हर इंसान के लिए स्पेस है एक इंडस्ट्री में. मैं ये समझता हूँ कि अगर कंपटीशन आए तो अच्छा है बिकॉज इट मेक्स यू वर्क हार्डर. मैं ये समझता हूँ कि अगर ओरिजिनल फैशन आए तो अच्छा है क्योंकि आगे से एक और ओरिजिनलिटी आएगी. And it'll take the industry forward.
क्या कभी ये होता है कि किसी के ओ ये ट्रेंड कर रहा है, अच्छा ये पेप्लम ट्रेंड कर रहा है, अच्छा ये पिंक्स ट्रेंड कर रहे हैं, तो लेट मी डू अ होल पिंक कलेक्शन. क्या एटलीस्ट ये होता है?
एक्चुअली मेरे साथ ये नहीं होता. मेरे साथ उल्टा मसला है. मैं कलर में फंस जाता हूँ.
अच्छा.
There were years that I only did red. Then last 3-4 years I've only done peaches and pinks. And it's all peach and pink. So I go back to the factory and like, guys, can we please do another color? I'm sick and tired of looking at peaches and pinks now. So मैं फंस जाता हूँ कलर के अंदर. As far as trends are concerned, when you're doing classic design, especially when you're doing evening wear or formal wear or bridal wear also, classic design में you can't afford to do fashion as such. Okay. पाकिस्तान में जो है अगर हम फैशन को देखते भी हैं तो वो बड़ा फिक्सेटेड है. मायूं में येलो पहनूंगी, मेहंदी में पिंक और हॉट पिंक और टर्कोइज ब्लू और ये कलर्स पहनूंगी,
शादी पे रेड।
शादी पे लाल पहन लूंगी या पिंक पहन लूंगी या बिल्कुल ही न्यूड पहन लूंगी।
हाँ।
ओके, वलीमे पे आईसी होना चाहिए, फिर वो सिल्वर हो गया या टर्कोइज हो
हाँ।
गया या
एक साड़ी होनी चाहिए।
एक साड़ी होनी चाहिए। सो इट्स नॉट अ वेरी, हाँ, और आजकल जो नया ट्रेंड है घाघरा चोली वो आ गया, तो इट्स नॉट अ वेरी एक्सपेरिमेंटल मार्केट। ओके, उसमें भी चोली जो है वो पेट आप दिखा नहीं सकते, तो वो
Really?
15.5 इंच होनी चाहिए, 17.5 इंच होनी चाहिए।
अच्छा।
बैक आपकी ऊपर होनी चाहिए, नीचे नहीं, स्लीव आपके। तो फॉर somebody like me who started with only making sleevelesses and backlesses and short
Little dresses.
absolutely. अब अगर if you, even when you guys will take the camera and go out and take pictures or whatever, you will see everything is sleeves. There's nothing sleeveless anymore. 30 years down the line, I mean 30 years ago I
Deepak
was
Perwani
making.
is censored.
Deepak Perwani is censored
The
now.
censored version.
That's what the market wants.
That's what they want to buy. और अगर आप स्लीवलेस बनाएंगे भी तो आपकी क्लाइंट आके कहेंगे कि इसमें स्लीव लगा दें, तो might as well show it to them कि देखिए स्लीव लगा के ये ऐसे है।
I just go back from Doha last night,
हाँ.
and I was doing an exhibition there, and two clients, I remember this really clearly. One of them walked up and said, "Thank God you have sleeveless," because everything else was full sleeve. The entire exhibition was full sleeve, and I had only one design that I think they forgot to put the sleeves on.
I think bridal wear में भी I see the Deepak Perwani touch. तो दीपक परवानी की bridal wear इतनी एम्ब्रॉयडरी से भरी भी नहीं होगी कि मुझे फैब्रिक नीचे का नज़र ना आए, मुझे प्रिंट नीचे का नज़र ना आए। आई कैन एंजॉय द फॉल ऑफ द फैब्रिक बिकॉज एम्ब्रॉयडरी इतनी इंटेलिजेंटली स्पेस्ड इंटेलिजेंटली है।
Composition, yeah.
हाँ, द कॉम्पोजिशन, द पैटर्न इज इन सच अ वे दैट यू कैन एक्चुअली see the flow of the fabric.
So I think to design, so we have a design team now. So I only go and supervise and I give them what I want as a collection.
That was a question. Are you still sketching it up or are you
I'm
supervising?
still doing it. But yeah, they do the prints. I will go and edit them. So the overall whole will always be the designer's personal style. अगर वो एक तरह से हटा दें, ठीक है. Russell Collection is a great example of that. The one that you were seeing outside.
Yes.
That's me.
That's you. It's minimal.
It's minimal. And it's one of our fastest selling collections. Now आजकल के ज़माने में लोग कहेंगे कि जी Russell तो बड़ा महंगा है और क्या कहते हैं, you can use a cheaper fabric and you can use a इसको आप कॉटन में ट्रांसफर कर दें, उसमें कर दें to get more numbers. Okay. For me, it's always how a woman walks. It's how a fabric falls. Okay, it's almost like a drop of rain. Okay, and how that fabric reacts to the body, and that's always been me. So when I imagine a fabric, I always think of its fluidity, its grain, it's the way the fabric will cut, or how the bias will fall, or how the straight will fall, and I feel that kind of a design put on cotton will just be a cotton design. But that kind of design put on a luxurious fabric like raw silk, okay, just creates
becomes glamorous.
Another kind of magic on a woman's body.
And that design that you're talking about, the solid blocks of color, it's largely dependent on fine fabric.
Fine fabrics.
है ना? हाँ.
So उस टाइप की जब आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो, then you know what you're doing. So अगर क्लाइंट आके कंप्लेन या कोई कंप्लेन करता है कि जी इतना हर चीज़ इतनी महंगी क्यों है आजकल के ज़माने में, okay, there are सस्ता designers for सस्ता people and there are महंगा designers for महंगा people.
And what category do you fall in?
I think we fall in both. We're a very reasonable design house. We were the first design house to offer ready-to-wear and luxury through our stores when we started 30 years
Shadi
ago.
wear off the rack, huh?
And we still do it. So, and I don't believe in being expensive. I believe in कि ये costing आई है और ये हक बनता है. That's it. Simple. And I think that's a success 30 years later.
And what sells more, the women's wear or the men's wear?
50-50.
Achha.
I would have never said that. I would have said 70 for men's wear and 30 for women's wear. But now it's 50-50. They fight with each other. Both the brands fight.
You're a fashion pioneer. Are you happy with the way the industry is right now? I mean, आपने council बनाया था, fashion weeks को start किया था, catwalk shows होते थे, creativity होती थी, adventure, excitement. You're still part of the industry. You're still very relevant. Are you happy with where fashion is right now, given all the work that you put in?
I'm not happy where the country is going. But am I happy where the fashion is going? Yeah, fashion's all right. I guess this is it.
आपको नहीं लगता बहुत कमर्शियल हो गया?
So I was doing,
Repetitive, commercial.
so I was doing this exhibition in Dubai, and Nubain was with me. And this guy came up to us and said, "Kya aap Deepak saab hain?" I said, "Ji bole." He said, "Wo actually my father's really unwell, and I want to apologize to you." So I said, "Apologize?" He said, "हाँ, उनको पता चला कि आप ये एग्जीबिशन पे आए हुए हैं। मैं सिर्फ आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि वो लाहौर में आपका जो मैनेजर होता था, हमने उनको पैसे दे के आपकी पूरी कलेक्शन कॉपी की थी और वहाँ से हमने अपना लेबल शुरू किया था। And then now my father was on the deathbed, so we would apologize to you."
गुनाह माफ करा. What did you do? How did you react? Did you start laughing?
No, I think there was a swimming pool downstairs, and I wanted to throw him off the balcony. He was smoking a cigarette at that time. And the man looked at me like, "Did you just hear that?" I said, "Yeah, I did. And as far as जो industry is concerned, मैं उसके बारे में यही कहूँगा, I think ये story काफी है.
सबको उठा के पूल में फेंकेंगे.
वो ज़माने चले गए. I wish everyone the best, and I think that इतने स्कूल खुल गए हैं, इतने इंस्टीट्यूशंस अब आ गए हैं, एंड आई थिंक क्रिएटिव काम करना चाहिए. एंड हमसे जब डिज़ाइनर्स पूछते हैं, या हर कोई ये सवाल पूछता है, आप भी शायद पूछेंगे ज़फ़े कि आप यंग बच्चों को क्या एडवाइस देना चाहेंगे, राइट? तो मैं सिर्फ एक ही एडवाइस करूँगा कि अगर ओरिजिनल स्टाइल है तो खुद ही शाइन कर जाएगा, उसके लिए मेहनत करने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती. ओरिजिनल स्टाइल इज़ ओरिजिनल, एंड कॉपीज़ आर कॉपीज़.
Original style, but Deepak, you are being very politically correct. It's the problem with this camera.
Did you say that? Did you say earlier that the Deepak Perwani that I met recently has completely changed than the Deepak Perwani?
Of course you have, but as somebody who's seen the rise of fashion, I mean, I was just critiquing it. You were building it. Don't you feel कि जो creativity खत्म हुई है उसे देख के एक मैं competition के point of view से नहीं कह रही. You're a veteran. You have made a space for yourself. Don't you feel upset by the lack of creativity and the complete obsession with commercialism and the copycat culture?
भाई जब एक एग्जीबिशन पे जाओ, ठीक है ना, और दो लोग आमने सामने बैठे हुए स्टॉल लगा के, और ये पता नहीं चल रहा कि उसने कपड़े बनाए या उसने कपड़े बनाए,
And you being a designer.
और दोनों बिक रहे हैं, तो फिर इंसान क्या कह सकता है?
कभी इंसान ये सोचता है मैं गलत काम में आ गया, मैं किसी कुछ और ही काम कर लेता.
You know, if I wouldn't have been a designer, कभी मैं ये
You would have been a rock star, an
I
actor.
would have been an actor, rock star. I would have still lived in New York. I would have, by now, would have been probably owning like a couple of hundred brands there, because that's what I was trained to do. But अगर मैं ये कहूँ कि my journey's not been fantastic, that would be unfair. My journey has been mind-blowing.
Mind blowing.
Mind-blowing.
हाँ.
Okay. I mean, I've traveled all over the world. I've met every other rock star possible. इज्जत, शोहरत, I mean, अल्लाह ने क्या नहीं दिया.
अच्छा, तो इसका ये मतलब है जो ये सारे एग्जाम्पल से हमें ये कंक्लूजन मिली कि the fashion industry has not grown to the extent that you thought it would grow.
No.
As somebody who has witnessed
No.
it right from
The
the
domestic
onset.
market has grown for the domestic market.
हाँ.
The domestic market has grown for the domestic client internationally. Okay, but that is only the India and the Pakistani, the Indian, the Pakistani, the South Asian diaspora.
The West doesn't even know about some of our finest brands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not catering to the West.
हाँ.
You're still catering to the Pakistani who lives abroad.
हाँ. Or maybe the Indian Bangladeshi, बस ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा.
Bas, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. So it's a long journey. It's a long journey. Okay. When I was living in New York in the 90s, India was doing beaded dresses in those days. Wholesale, $40. I still remember that really well. Black beaded dresses, full भरे हुए. Okay. And they've been doing it for centuries.
कितनी बार हमने सुना designers did a T-Dab show and they said, oh, हमें इतना सारा ऑर्डर पेरिस से आ गया. कभी कुछ हुआ नहीं.
तो उन डिजाइनर से पूछें कि वो ऑर्डर किया पेरिस के, से वो घूम के आ गए पेरिस से.
दीपक, आप सिर्फ घूम के आए कि आपने काम भी किया जब आप?
देखिए हम जब भी जाते हैं ना, तो हमेशा जब हम घूमने जाते हैं तो घूमने जाते हैं, और जब बिजनेस करने जाते हैं तो बिजनेस करने जाते हैं.
चलिए, गुड होना ही ऐसे चाहिए.
और इस टाइप की बुलशिट हम करते नहीं हैं. बड़े स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड किस्म के आदमी है भाई. जो है वो है, जो नहीं है वो नहीं है. खाली डोल नहीं बजा सकते, ना बजाया पूरी जिंदगी.
आपको लगता है अगर फैशन वीक्स अभी तक होते तो अच्छा होता है इंडस्ट्री के लिए? अबाउट पैंडेमिक के टाइम पे रुक गए और फिर नहीं आए वापस.
आई थिंक अभी भी अगर आपके पास, बिकॉज यू हैव स्कूल्स, सो यू हैव डिजाइनर्स कमिंग इन एवरी डे. You have so many fashion schools now, and a lot of other schools are also offering programs, and constantly schools are coming up in different provinces
Yes.
offering fashion programs
Fashion and textile.
and
Yeah.
textile. तो ये थोड़ी को कि आपके पास सिर्फ 4 schools रह गए या 3 schools रह गए. No, not at all. Okay, so for that you need an outlet. For that you need for the fashion to go forward. Okay.
For creativity to come up, because schools के graduates आजकल simply सारे जो retail stores हैं, high
उनके लिए
street
काम
brands हैं,
करते हैं.
उनको join कर रहे हैं.
Right.
क्योंकि अब labels का ज़माना ही ख़त्म हो गया. अब दीपक परवानी ने 30 years पहले दीपक परवानी start किया, वही है. आप पिछले 5 साल में बता दें कितने नए labels आपने देखे हैं.
नहीं, अगर उनकी सक्सेस नहीं आई है तो उनको एक्सपोजर भी नहीं मिला.
हाँ, नहीं मिला.
हमारे ज़माने में एडवांटेज आपको, एंड प्लस आप लोग बड़े महंगे हो गए हैं, जो ब्लॉगर और जो ऑनलाइन वाले हैं, पीपल कांट अफोर्ड अ लॉट ऑफ दैट मनी आल्सो. एडवर्टाइजिंग.
लेकिन फैशन वीक से हेल्प होती ना दीपक.
देखो फैशन वीक में ये फायदा था कि द गेस्ट्स वर आवर्स, द लिस्ट वर आवर्स, सो वी वर गिविंग यू आवर क्लाइंटेल. दैट वाज द बिगेस्ट एडवांटेज फॉर फ्री.
Right? Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Right?
Yes.
And your slots were in the middle and nobody knew you and you automatically got launched. Cheap and chic.
Yes.
But it's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
अगर होता तो फायदा होता.
I think अभी तक अगर अभी तक चल रहे होते, I personally feel this, अगर अभी तक चल रहे होते, export market अलग हो रहा होता, which is what you call TDAP, for example. उसका फैशन शो अलग हो रहा था, उसकी प्रोडक्ट अलग बन रही होती. अब बच्चे बहुत स्मार्ट हैं, they know what they're doing and the market direction that they want to take. Okay, you've got all these funky new brands that have come out in the market, and they've done very well for themselves. Okay, some of them are very expensive, so they've got a direction that's happening.
Yes.
Okay, वो अलग हो जाता, young designers showcases अलग हो जाते, couture shows अलग हो जाते, bridal अलग हो जाता, and मेरे ख्याल में तो it would not have been a dilution at all. मेरे ख्याल में तो it would have been a banging new market to look forward to.
New wave of fashion.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Yes, अगर होता. कोशिश की फिर से शुरू करने की, रिवाइव करने की आपने, आपके लाइक माइंडेड वेटरन डिजाइनर्स ने?
नहीं, मैं तो मना कर दिया था साफ साफ.
Because it's exhausting.
Because it's exhausting, because मैं गंजा हो चुका हूँ, and because I've done my duty.
थोड़े ब्रेथ बाद.
भाई कोई और आके ले ले, ये mental. हमें थोड़ी को बच्चे में सारी जिंदगी. It's a process.
Yes, and as you gave 13 years anyway. For 13 years you were a part of it.
13 years we fought for it. We fought enough. भाई.
You know, you told me this कि fashion weeks इसलिए भी नहीं हो पा रहे क्योंकि अब sponsors fashion की तरफ नहीं आ रहे.
नहीं, अगर आना चाहें तो आ सकते हैं. ठीक है. It's all about direction because you still have brands that are associated to fashion internationally.
Internationally, it's a different perspective.
Like Unilever has brands that are associated to fashion. Okay. I mean, you can move Sunsilk to cricket, but I mean, Sunsilk is for hair, you know, to be.
मुझे तो लगता है they're all going towards celebrity. जो एक ज़माने में fashion pedestal पे होता था, वो pedestal celebrities ने take over कर लिया और पूरी दुनिया में ये है.
I think it can come back in a second if somebody really wanted.
दीपक एक बात बता, सच. Do you think fashion industry बहुत हद तक सफ़र करी because of the conflicts within the industry itself, the politics between different individuals?
No.
A lot of young designers say that they have endured a lot of politics at the hands of seniors.
How? How do they even connect with seniors? Seniors are too seniors. We don't even talk to young designers. I mean, we don't even meet them.
मैं आपको नहीं कह रही, मैं generally बोल रही हूँ. बैशिंग होती है, ट्विटर पे लेके किसी के खिलाफ बोल दिया जाता है, लैक ऑफ सपोर्ट होता है. हमें पता है कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होते हैं फैशन इंडस्ट्री में.
देखो एक सिंपल सी बात है, ठीक है. If you have the talent, you will shine. First of all, I've always said that about people. Second, अब ट्विटर पे तो पूरी दुनिया बैश होती है. अब क्या, अगर वो सोच के इंसान को हार्ट अटैक हो जाए तो या अपसेट हो जाए तो क्या फायदा?
But everybody's marching to their own drum beat. Now it's not a unite. Everyone's not united. I felt that for a very long time for Pakistani fashion.
No, agreed. I totally agree. That's why we were all there. That's why PFDC was there. That's why we were there. इसमें एक बड़ी सी मजे की बात करता हूँ. Okay, हंसोगी. So you know, I'm one of the founder members of PIFT. Okay.
You are PIFT. Okay.
Okay. I'm their first board of governors.
Oh yeah.
And I'm also their board of governors now. तो किसी ने बड़ी अच्छी बात की उस दिन. Rizwan, me, mine auntie, and a couple of other people who in those days were very pro to PIFD opening in Lahore. Okay. because we wanted Lahore. The plan was Karachi and Lahore, but we wanted Lahore to open first in those days. So किसी ने बड़ा अच्छा सवाल पूछा कि आपने why did you people propose that it should open in Lahore? I said we never thought of Karachi and Lahore. We just thought a school was needed and it should open. Okay, ज़माने में इंडस वैली था कराची में, अब वहाँ NCA था, and the Karachi school was supposed to open also. It was in the allotment with the government at that time. वो भी खुलना था, वो नहीं खुला, लेकिन लाहौर वाला खुल गया, तो उसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात हो गई? Okay, so this is just to answer your question. अगर इंसान ऐसे सोचने लगे कि वहाँ नहीं खुलना चाहिए या वहाँ खुलना चाहिए और वहाँ पर ये होगा यहाँ, फिर तो कोई मुल्क आगे नहीं चल सकता. Forget an industry. Okay.
तो इंडस्ट्री आगे नहीं चली ना, इसीलिए क्या हर
मेरा-
किसी ने अपनी इंडिविजुअल not pointing fingers at you, talking generally, everybody is
होना था,
building the
क्या हो
individual
सकता
brand and nobody. तो मैं यही तो मेरा सवाल था कि
नहीं,
do
वो
you
तो
think
होना
the
था.
industry has suffered because of the lack of unity?
The creativity has suffered because of the lack of unity. The creativity. Okay. The industry has done very well on its own. A handful of designers created a certain retail market, and that market has gone way ahead.
It's thriving.
Thriving.
It's thriving.
ठीक
Yeah.
है. हमारे ज़माने में टेक्सटाइल डिज़ाइनर को जॉब नहीं मिलते थे. हमारे ज़माने में विंडो ड्रेसर का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं था. हमारे ज़माने में हैंडफुल ऑफ फोटोग्राफर्स होते थे. अब तो फोटोग्राफर्स टाइम नहीं है कि वो कैंपेन कौन सी छोड़े और कौन सी कर लें.
You're right.
So
You're
look
right.
at it from that point of view. The industry is a blazing guns. Okay. But the overall aspect of the creative design has come down. The overall aspect of valuable fashion has not progressed or moved forward. Okay. And you're still waiting for a Sabyasachi to make it to Browns. And that still hasn't happened yet.
And has the creativity gone down for Deepak Perwani because he has to think business?
No, not at all. Deepak Perwani is like the goat. And the goat always, the Capricorn goat always goes
The
forward
goat.
and jumps. Okay. So right now we're printing all the archival collections and bringing them back.
Yes.
And you will be seeing this collection that's coming out now. And then because I've taken out too many collections this year, so next year, yeah, you're seeing a kick-ass collection that's going to come out, which is more for this store than anything else, and for the funky customer to come back in.
Does Deepak Perwani enjoy making the bridals more or the funky stuff?
I think I do enjoy my bridals. I enjoy
More?
my formal wear.
More than the funky stuff?
Funky stuff is easy for me.
Comes naturally?
I can create a collection in 15 minutes. You know, like
Achha.
literally. This takes about 45 minutes. But generally, I still dream of. Let's put it this way: how do I dream of the Deepak Perwani woman? The Perwani woman will always be sexy and confident and beautiful and edgy. And that's how I will always see the Deepak Perwani man and the Deepak Perwani woman.
But the Deepak Perwani customer, the traditional Deepak Perwani customer may not be that. Maybe more of a traditionalist.
चलो कोई बात नहीं, वो स्लीव लगवा लेगी ना, मैं लगा दूंगा.
ठीक है, लगवा लेंगे. जैसे स्लीव लगवानी है, लगवाए. Also have that store in Lahore still on MM Alam Road.
Yeah.
How is business in Lahore? Is it
Fantastic.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
And is it more based on the physical store या online बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है?
Online, I think most of the designers took online up when the COVID happened.
Yes.
And we all decided that, and for us now, online, Lahore does about, Lahore would be about 20% of our business. Online would be about 30% of our business. And 50% would be Karachi. Okay. And because I'm here and
of course,
my people are here. So overall, and now there's a new category that's come out, which is about 7-8% of the business. That's personal selling, which we are doing abroad with exhibitions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So overall, it's a great mix. Okay. I've got 2 new dogs, Bunty and Bubbly Perwani, and I still travel as much as I want to. And I still eat and enjoy what I want to do. What else would life want?
And you're acting.
And I'm acting.
And you're acting quite regularly. ये नहीं कि एक बार कर लिया. एक ज़माने में कभी-कभी करते थे. अब तो आप खासी एक्टिंग कर रहे हैं.
भाई हुआ ये है कि आप जितने ज़्यादा ऑर्गेनाइज्ड हो जाते हैं और आपके पास अच्छी टीम हो, तो आपके पास फ्री टाइम हो जाता है.
अच्छा.
जब फ्री टाइम होता है and Like, and you know me, I don't like wasting time at all.
हाँ.
I like doing things.
हाँ.
तो अगर अच्छा कोई project आ जाता है तो मैं कर लेता हूँ.
और अच्छे projects आ रहे हैं. You're getting, I know which one you're working on now. Before this it was Yuhi, I believe.
Before this it was very filmy.
Oh, very filmy in Ramzan.
In Ramzan.
And then before that Yuhi.
Yeah.
Right? So they've all been
Good projects.
big banner projects, you know.
And this one is I'm playing a land scammer.
Acha.
Yeah.
Acha.
I and my mother scam people for zameen.
How interesting.
It's a negative role actually.
Acha.
It's the first one that I'm doing which is negative.
Are you a natural at acting, Deepak?
Yeah.
हो जाती है, ये नहीं सोचना पड़ता हाथ कहाँ रखूं, कैसे करूं. अच्छा. कभी
I'm
भी
very
नहीं
easy with acting. In fact, I enjoy acting.
It's this innate confidence you have, I think.
I think it's got to do with the fact that इंसान इतना थक जाता है रोज कपड़े देख देख के और औरतों से और क्या कहते हैं
स्लीव लगवा के,
स्लीव लगवा के और बैकलेसेस को ऊपर कर करके कि आप कहते हैं कि यार just do something else, let someone else give the orders. It's nice. You just go there. अच्छा कपड़े रेडी हैं, हाँ ठीक है, चाय बना दो, अच्छा चाय पी लें. Director साहब, yes sir, आ जाएं, shot आपका ready है. I like that because you know I started at 19, right? So I never really worked for anyone. I've always worked for myself. So I've never taken orders from anyone. So for me, it's really nice to take orders from someone. सर ये आप शॉट सही नहीं दिया, थोड़ा और अग्रेसिव होना पड़ेगा. अच्छा जी, थैंक यू सर. जी 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 डायरेक्टर साहब ठीक है, लाइन आप अपनी याद करके आएगा. जी जी सर, जी जी. इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. सो फॉर मी थेरेप्यूटिक. I find it really exciting because the drama wali dunya is very different from the fashion wali dunya.
कैसे?
The other day, my mom had come to see me
on the drama set.
On the drama set. So after the scene finished, the whole set came up to me and said, "Yeah, वो lady बड़ी glamorous सी आई थी, वो कौन थी?" I said, "मेरी अम्मी थी." Okay. They're like, "What? That's your mother?" I said, "Yeah, that's my mother." So a lot of the actresses kept on saying, "Oh my God, your mother's so cool, your mother." I said, "Well, in fashion, if the same mother would have arrived, it would have been very normal, right? Because my mother is a diva herself. And तो उनकी दुनिया अलग है, उनकी बातें अलग हैं, उनका जो सारा वो है, वो स्ट्रक्चर जो है वो यही है कि you know क्या खाना है, क्या पीना है, कितने अपने आप को स्लिम रखना है,
Naturally.
एक्टिंग कैसे होगी, कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट कौन कर रहा है, आप ये वाला प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं. You know, things that have been offered.
So it's refreshing, na? It's refreshing to go from this industry to another completely different.
For me, it's very refreshing.
तो दीपक, लेकिन जब इतने आप exhausting काम कर रहे हैं, तो आपके अपनी fashion business से focus नहीं हट जाता? एक तरफ आप collections churn out कर रहे हैं, right? आपको seasonal collections नहीं, इतनी चीजें.
I can multitask for 20 things at the same time.
Wow. Okay.
While I'm talking to you, I'm thinking about 10 things that have to be done in the next 2 hours.
Achha, so this you can.
I don't get fixated on one thing at all.
So you're able to handle the business simultaneously with the acting work?
After 30 years, there are managers, there are brand managers, there are creative people. They do everything. I just go tuck, 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 tuck.
The business is established, na? So
कुछ नहीं करना होता अब. सिर्फ उठना होता है, काली कॉफी पीनी होती है और कंप्यूटर्स पे जाके देखना होता है कि हाँ अप्रूव्ड फिनिशिंग दिखाओ.
खुद नहीं, अब ये नहीं होता, खुद बैठ के स्केच नहीं करना होता कुछ भी.
तो 15 मिनट लगते हैं. I do it every day.
ओह, अच्छा.
Tuck tuck tuck. Done. I mean, 30 years ago, 30 years later. What a gorgeous image.
इस 30 years ago में स्लीव लग गई, गला ऊपर हो गया, बैक ऊपर हो गई और नीचे लहंगा लगा दिया.
It's called the polka dot collection.
Yeah.
Done for Colombo Fashion Week.
If anybody was to tell me, as somebody who's been writing about fashion for not 30 years, 19 years, थोड़े आपके बाद की हूँ.
बिल्कुल.
तो और अब मैं भी आपकी तरह celebrify हो चुकी हूँ. I am also dabbling not just with fashion but also TV and film. But if I was to define Deepak Perwani's work, his signature, this would be the signature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Progressive fashion.
हाँ. And इसमें भी अगर मैं आपकी wedding wear में भी देखूँ तो जो embroidery के पीछे जो print है, and then उसके ऊपर जो हल्का तरीके से काम patterns हैं, there's a certain, you don't just throw embroidery onto print.
Never.
There is sense to it.
Yeah, everything has
so
sense.
That is वो बारीकियों में मैं दीपक परवानी फिर देखती हूँ in the wedding wear.
वो हमेशा रहेगा. मैंने किसी ने उसको कहा था, इनफैक्ट वो पेंट हो रहा था तो मैंने उससे फिनिशिंग करवाने की कोशिश की थी। तो ही सर ये तो कोई भी नहीं देखता, सर हमारी नज़र से कुछ नहीं, हम धागा धागा नोटिस करते हैं, सीधा करो इसको बिल्कुल तुम। That will always be there. Otherwise, what would be a designer's signature? A designer's signature is, okay, what the designer represents himself. Okay, um, and all designers, from that regard, represent what they are, only because of their eye, if not anything else. And like the Valentino documentary said, the eye must follow. So in this case, the eye follows. That's why every piece is clean and neat, because you can actually see every embroidery and every motif individually. मैं कोई थोप के आता है तो मैं तो दिमाग खराब हो जाए, मैं तो पागल हो जाऊँ।
हाँ, वो फिर डिज़ाइन नहीं है, वो बस थोप दिया। वो तो फिर तारिक रोड से भी हो सकता है और किसी डिज़ाइनर के वर्कशॉप से भी
वो
हो
कहीं
सकता
से
है
भी
ना,
हो
when there's
सकता
no sense to it.
Yeah.
When there's no sense to it.
But the beauty is we don't get copied so much in this category. But treatments इतनी ज़्यादा है कि वो confused होते हैं कि क्या है इसके अंदर
Deepak,
treatments.
how much have celebrities helped your brand gain mileage? I remember, of course, you've always dressed a lot of famous people. They've gravitated towards you, and a lot of them are your friends anyway.
Yeah.
Has it helped in any way in
Not really.
building mileage?
No, it doesn't give you mileage. It gives you a bit of a profile with a certain kind of an audience.
Ah, okay.
Because the audience that loves that celebrity or blah blah blah.
हाँ, वो तस्वीरें लेके आते हैं कि नहीं?
No, but I've got a very funny story on this if you really want to know. So there were two celebrities who came to us, and they're both sisters, and we decided to dress them, okay, for something. This is 2-3 years ago. मैंने कहा जो टेस्ट करने में क्या हर्ज है, देखते हैं नए celebs जो आजकल के ज़माने के हैं. I woke up in the morning, and I think the cost of those outfits were, I don't know, 45,000, 50,000 rupees. ज़्यादा नहीं थे दोनों. Ready to wear था, luxury. And there were over like 800 price on Instagram. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. Okay, this is unbelievable. Okay. Okay.
Surprise पूछ रहे हैं.
And guess what the conversion was? 0.
People asked the price and nobody placed an order.
0 conversion. So I think मैं तो बड़ा excited था about it. When I opened my Instagram, I'm like, wow, this is unbelievable.
हाँ, चलो.
I think it creates a certain kind of, it pushes you from the norm. Okay. Why? Because in today's digital age of social media, when you put your outfits on a celebrity, then everybody posts it, or somebody picks it up, or someone comments on it. Okay. It's a different game, like a viral, तुम लोग कहते हो ना, viral game, वो एक अलग है. Okay. And then of course model वाली game अलग है, that's just normal.
But business का game अलग ही चलता है. Deepak, as a Hindu building his business in Pakistan, were there certain precautions that you had to take?
You know, when I opened my store, it's such an old story because I've not felt like a Hindu in years in Pakistan. I felt more Pakistani than anyone else. अब तो मेरा जवाब बड़ा उल्टा होता है जब वो मुझसे जब वो अल्फाज इस्तेमाल करते हैं कि जी आप एज अ माइनॉरिटी, तो आई जस्ट टर्न अराउंड एंड लुक एट देम एंड से जनरली कि यू नो एज फार एज आई एम कंसर्न यू गाइस आर द माइनॉरिटी बिकॉज आई हैव बीन हियर फॉर ओवर 700 years. और आपको अपना पूछना चाहिए कि 75 साल पहले आप कहाँ थे. तो when I first opened up my store, Zamzama, and you were a child then, if I remember, right? We used to have a DP logo. We never had a name, okay? Because I was a bit afraid or petrified in those days. तो जब पहली ईद गुजरी, दूसरी ईद थी, पहली ईद तो अच्छी गुजरी, दूसरी ईद थी और मैं दुकान के बाहर में बैठा. उस ज़माने में मैं चांद रात पे दुकान पे जाता था last 10 days to meet the customers. So I was just sitting there smoking a cigarette, and this gaadi stopped, and this couple, very exciting couple, said, "Sir, can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "Gee." Like, "Sir, do you know where Mr. Deepak Perwani's store is?" And I looked at the back of the window, and I looked at myself, and I said, "Bhai, naam laga do, ab dekha jayega." So if I had any issues at all, no, never. How can I have issues? I'm the pride of Pakistan.
जब आप मैं भी देखती हूँ बहुत बार, मैं ना सोशल मीडिया पे कभी-कभी डिक्लेरेशंस देखती हूँ, "Oh, we are sold out. Oh, you know, this collection sold out even before it was put up on Instagram." As a veteran who knows the industry in and out, who can see who is telling the truth and who's just showing off, Don't you want to roll your eyes and say something?
I roll my eyes all the time. I just don't say something.
You no longer say something. This is the new, cooler, calmer Deepak Perwani. 30 years down the line, ये तो हो गया काम.
There's a very famous line from a designer, from a veteran designer.
Huh.
When you ask them if they would like to do a show, and they would always say, "We are booked till March." Okay, ये बड़ी मशहूर line होती थी एक ज़माने में, and we used to laugh at it. So no, I think everybody has their own way of working. ठीक है? Everybody has their own way of what they want to project, I feel. And we were always just taught to be honest and have integrity. And that's the honor change. Okay? Business on one side and the rest on one side. I mean, बहुत चीज़ें ऐसी सुनने को मिलती हैं, you know. Sometimes you hear from designers that we only want to do luxury. Sometimes you hear from designers that we now want to do ready to wear. Okay? We don't make these kind of tall claims. We don't make any claims at all.
अपना काम करते रहते
हम
हैं.
सब अपना काम करते
अच्छा,
रहते
ये अब सवाल आए जा रहे हैं. I'm about to wrap up. I know this has gone for long enough. Do you think your star appeal has also helped? Do you think people come and say, "Oh, we want to meet Deepak Perwani and place the bridal order"?
भाई वो दोहा के एग्जीबिशन तो कोई 300 तस्वीरें खिंचवाई हैं. मुझे तो लग रहा था कि मैं वहाँ पर ना वो रख लूँ एक डब्बा और उस पे सिर्फ एक रियाल डालते हुए जाए सारे उसके अंदर. When people love you, they love you. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're an actor or whether you're a designer. Okay, they love you. They love you for your work. They love you for who you are as a personality. Okay, they love you, and it's okay. I love that. I love the adoration. I love the fact that I get that kind of respect. I love the fact that people, come up to you and appreciate you. On the flight coming back, this kid came up and said, and said, "Sir, are you Mr. Perwani?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Sir, I saw your podcast with so and so, and it was absolutely brilliant. And keep shining." I said, "Thank you. That's it. That's all you have to do."
Chale Deepak, keep that bulb shining. Thank you for that
Thank you.
long, really eye-opening interview.
Thank you. Thank you.
you.